Radio.
They're coming.
Fitzy and Wippa.
Their focus is extremely short.
How have I even got a job here?
On Nova.
Hello there, podcast listeners. Jess and Leno here from the team. In this episode, we do Pun Day Monday, and Fitzy tells us the story as a nervous little boy on his first time meeting the other parents at the school. Find out what happened very soon.
Plus, we are talking about the worst hens party you've ever been to. Now, Leno, I wasn't on this one, but I was at, I think it was Strike Bowling one time.
Yeah.
And I saw this lady that had like a bride-to-be thing on.
Yeah.
And they were bowling and they were only ordering jugs of Coke and Solo. And that was probably as wild as it got. And I just thought, thank God that all the hens I've been to, we drink alcohol.
Fitzy and Wippa.
This is awesome because, Tommy,
Yeah.
since your sister got married, I considered her hens party to be the most boring hens party
wait up.
that ever existed on the planet.
How do you know what happened?
Because Tommy told me about it.
It was loose, mate.
It was Lucy, yeah. And she invited her hens, right, to come along, get involved, bring $3.50, and they went for a bushwalk to a yoga retreat where they did a bit of downward dog on a mat for half an hour, and the $3.50 was so they could buy a coffee at the end of the yoga hit out.
That's not
Let's
bad.
go home, girls, because that's terrible.
It's a good day.
Not even a glass of bubbly in it, Tom, for good old Lucy and the chicks.
No, but she had a wonderful time, and I think there was a photo. I did see a photo of her in like lycra or something, and with like funny sort of streamers and things in her hair.
That's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, so they had a great time.
I told my mum about this party. She honestly wet her pants laughing at how boring this would have been. But if that's what the bride wants, Tommy, that's what the bride gets.
I would love to know what Christine got up to for her.
Loose. She was in Vegas with 3 mates and 50k. She was out of this world.
Last weekend of freedom.
Oh, huh? What do you mean by that? She said she had so much to drink at her hen's party, she bumped her head on the tap trying to brush her teeth. Wild. This bride-to-be has been slammed because all the girls got together and said, hey, this is awesome, you're getting married, what are we doing for a hen's party? And she said, I've got a great idea. Would you guys, I'm organising it, would you guys mind donating $100? Everyone throws in $100, which is a big ask because I'm sure there's dresses involved and wedding presents and bridesmaids. The role of a bridesmaid can be expensive. Everybody chipped in $100. She then came out and said, my hen's party is a solo weekend away at a health retreat for myself.
Oh,
I love that.
So she took herself off all alone so she could go to a health retreat with the $800 that her bridesmaids had put in $100 each for. Like, if you're a bridesmaid, you're thinking, $100 is a big ask, so we're going all out.
Yeah, that's
Is
right.
this a party bus?
Yep.
Is Magic Mike turning up? You know, what level of party is this going to be?
Penis straws. There's
Penis
got to be straws. Has to be.
They're
That's
wild.
so funny.
Shots, tequila, nothing, because you're not invited to one. Thanks for your 100, I'm out of here.
See that? I don't know. The exotic dances for girls and boys these days. I don't know. I think it's a thing of the past.
Yeah, it's
No,
past
it's
its
not.
time. It's quite nice though because it's so stressful going out with a bride, and you have to. It's forced fun. Like you have to have fun, and no one can leave to go home before the bride can.
Put your sash on.
Oh, all of it. Let's do shots. You've had a big week at work. You don't care. It's not your hens. You just want to. So this takes all of that off the table.
Yeah, well,
you go have fun. I'll have a weekend doing it with people I want to.
My wife went to one not long ago, and it turned out to be a casual drinks, and that was the start of it. Next thing you know, the party bus turned up.
Oh, yeah.
She got on
Fire
board.
truck.
Yeah, it had poles on the bus,
Yeah, it
says. And then there were 3 male dancers while the girls screamed and dribbled over these poor men
Do you
that
know
were
what
looked at like pieces of meat.
I met a bloke who owned a party
Love
bus,
to be a stripper.
and I said, mate, how do you do it every weekend? And he goes, well, Fitzy, have a look at it. I mean, there's nothing much to it, and if you have a look at all the seats, it's all plastic.
Hose it down.
He goes, yeah, he gets a gurney out and on the Sunday night and just gets in there with a mask and off he goes. Dries it out and we're ready to go for the next weekend. Who's
Yuck.
up for another hens night?
Cream all over the windows. Mel on the Central Coast, what happens at the hen party that you went to?
Excuse me.
Hi guys, how you going?
Good, Mel.
Very good, Mel.
I went to a dry hens party, which was not what was planned. The matron of honour organised everyone to pay $100, and she was hosting it, and it was totally dry.
Oh, so no booze.
No.
So what were you drinking, Mel?
Orange juice, different teas. Oh, it was, a total hit.
Mel,
And, yeah.
did the bride drink? Do you think the bride would have requested no grog, or why the decision of a
only
dry?
Came out about half a cup of tea into it. The bride was actually pregnant as well, but no one knew.
Oh, well,
There
don't
you
punish
go.
everyone else.
Well, one of the bridesmaids actually got a little bit out of sorts about the whole situation because there was quite a few people there, and party pies and sausage rolls wasn't quite cutting it, and all the guests started to go ghosty.
Just disappearing.
Disappearing.
For $100 a head.
Yeah, they started disappearing and ended up at a nightclub.
That's more.
And turned the whole event around. Little did they never got an invite to the wedding after that.
So they.
Hey, why is it called a hens night?
Oh, we did. We have
we worked
discussed
that
this
out?
before. Tommy, get onto that.
Yeah.
But we do need to ask Sarah about her hens night. Can you put a bit more genuine on? 13 24 10. We'd love to know if you went to the most boring hens party. Sarah, don't tell me right now because I know it was loose. Sarah's got a phenomenal story about what went wrong at her.
Well, Sarah woke up in Papua New Guinea, which was weird. It's time to make up for missed holidays with whatif.com.
Book the spa suite, jet skis, maybe even a safari.
Plus, select hotels are fully refundable. Booking cancellation windows apply.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Check government advisories before booking and travelling.
Let's talk about hens parties. How's this for the bride-to-be? She decided to say to her 8 friends, her 8 bridesmaids, big number 2, if you could all chip in $100, that'd be great. We're going to have an awesome hens party. Then decided to take herself to a health retreat with the $800. What a bad egg you are.
Well, you've got it. I mean, I can understand health retreats and a good weekend away without having a drink.
She went by herself. That was it. Let's talk about Sarah's hens party because that was wild. Did you have 2 hens parties?
No, I only had one. I didn't have one for this. Well, because the second was a surprise wedding, so you can't.
Sure.
Have a
Did
hens.
Tula go?
To the first,
Yeah.
But you know what? I made everyone sign something just saying we wouldn't talk about it because
Did you
those
really?
animals were not coming out the way they went in. And I mean that about.
What do you
I mean
mean?
that about my friends, not actual animals.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
What you're talking
Confidentiality.
about.
No, I didn't make them sign anything. That's what you did on your butt.
As if I would do that, Sarah. I can imagine. Did you have a party bus or was it at home? Did Mum come along and go crazy?
We went to, I want to say Bondi Pavilion, but I can't remember. It was just a restaurant on that sort of strip, and then we ended up at a pub upstairs.
Soph would have been Lucy, your mate Soph.
Yeah, look, everyone
She's an
was.
animal.
You know when you think lunch is a good idea because you can get home earlier, but then you're just really off your face by 3 o'clock in the arvo, and there are people with families trying to frequent a venue, and
Yep.
there you are just being a real tit.
Were crimping each other's hair? Were you giving each other henna tattoos? That kind
I
of
did
stuff.
have crimped hair that day, actually.
Did you
Yeah,
really?
there's a bit of an 80s vibe going on. You know, why not? If someone says let's crimp.
Why not?
Rachel in Constitution Hill. What happened at the hens party, Rach?
Oh, we spent $192 to do a Pinot and Picasso with no drinking. We had to buy our own drink. Spent 5 hours painting a picture, which was absolutely terrible.
Oh,
I
yeah.
And
love those.
food came out. No, the food came out while we were painting. No one told us. No one ate.
Oh,
$192
no.
to paint this terrible picture. And she's like, oh, you guys can all hang it on your wall. I'm not hanging that on my wall.
So the painting was a life painting, was it? Of a.
No, it was a wine bottle pouring into a glass.
Oh my God! It's
no.
meant to be a nude man, isn't it?
Right?
Isn't that the idea of those
For a
nights?
No,
hens
Pinot and Picasso doesn't have to be nudes, but you would think, for a hens, it wouldn't be a
Oh
bottle
my
of
God!
wine.
5 hours painting a bottle of
Yeah.
wine, and then the food turns up and no one knows. Not interested. That's a disaster, Rach.
You know those stories that you read? You know, real estate is a hot topic at the moment, and obviously prices have gone through the roof, but you always see the headlines, the 23-year-old tradie who owns 12 homes. And, you know, and how he manages to do it. You always, once you read a little bit more, you find out that he was propped up by his parents. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, I've rented, my first place that I bought, I rented it out, and it was a friggin' nightmare because I told you that the family that was renting out my house decided to breed dogs on my carpet.
Oh, could you
Mate,
imagine just the living room? Oh, we've had a new litter on my carpet.
Oh, it was, I was about to say a war zone, but probably not the right time to say that. But you should have seen the place and the smell of it, there when I walked in there. And I said to the guy, he was standing right there going, yeah, well, yeah, we've cleaned it up for you. I said, mate, what is that smell? And he goes, I can't smell anything. And I'm going, what are all the stains on the... Have you had dogs in here? And I said, mate, I'm going to have to take your bond because I'm going to have to clean the carpet. And he goes, oh, well, I'll see you in court.
Oh.
And I had to go to the tribunal.
To get you, did you get the money?
I went to the tribunal and it was one of the funniest things. It lasted 2 minutes. Walked in there and the judge goes, okay, so this is what's happened. Were you breeding dogs? And the guy goes, yeah, but we didn't know that our dog was going to get pregnant. It did, and that's what happened. And she said, case closed, give him your bond.
And he paid you in puppies, did he? He paid you in French bulldogs. Wow, that's weird.
So there was one over the weekend. This was the headline. IT guy owns 15 homes worth $7 million thanks to an unusual move.
Go on.
So that's... okay, I've been sucked in by clickbait on that one. I'm going, what's his unusual move? And I've read it a little bit more. He had two options at the time. His name's Rusty Varbhav. He came over from India. He's done really well now. But he said, at the time I had no money. I had two options. I could wait a few years to scrape together some money and hope that his income improved while missing out on potential rises in the market. Or he said, or I could take a gamble. He opted for the latter and took the gamble. In 2011, he drew $80,000 cash out on his family's credit card to fund his first house.
What, for the deposit?
A block of land and then subdividing it and building a little project on there.
Did he win?
Well, he actually did. But how can you ask your family for 80 grand on their credit card?
Sounds like he didn't. Mum just would have got the receipt. You know when you get an email from American Express with your balance?
He said...
They would have gone, hang on a minute.
What is going on
That's
here?
a big dinner.
Rusty, what have you done here? He said, I was much more of a risk taker back then. Using the cards probably wasn't advisable.
Yeah, the risk you've taken is your family, not yours, mate, because it wasn't your card.
Imagine asking your parents, can I just get your MasterCard so I can buy a block of land and subdivide it?
Yeah, I'm heading out. If I could just borrow your MasterCard, that'd be great.
Oh, God.
Good
He
on him.
survived.
Well done, Rusty.
Okay, so, look, for anyone this weekend, if you want to buy your first home, ask your parents for their credit card.
Early in the morning and it's Monday. Time for fun with someone play. On Monday. On Monday. On Monday.
Yeah. Punday Monday, guys. Let's get into it. We do it every Monday. We give you a story. You've got to come up with a movie pun for it. A woman was so confused by a strange noise in her toilet. It had actually been going on for 10 years until she decided to call a plumber. The plumber then pulled apart the toilet and reunited her with a phone that she'd lost 10 years ago. On a big night out, she had no idea. She dropped her phone down the toilet. It had become lodged, and the strange noise happened every time she flushed the toilet.
So it would just rattle around when it flushed.
It rattled around.
It's the old Nokia too, I bet you.
You'd have to be, wouldn't it?
You remember you used to play Snake? Mm-hmm.
Could be the Hello Marto. Could be the flip phone.
It's a good effort.
Punday Monday, guys.
All right, let's get stuck in.
Who wants to kick it off?
I'll go first.
All
the
right.
Bill Murray classic, Groundhog Day.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Start, Says.
Says. If you don't mind, Says, can we go to the left? Drum roll, please, Leno. Oh, Dumb and Plumber.
I would have gone Plum, wouldn't it?
No, it's just gone Dumb and Plumber because she was the dumb and then needed the plumber.
Let's keep going left. Thank you very much. The puppy dog classic, Milo and Pootus.
My Lou and Pootus, you've doubled.
Doubled, thank you.
That's a 2-pointer, mate. Well done.
Still half a
That
point.
is your best, Drew.
That's good.
Really good. Tommy, do you want to go?
Oh, yeah, the Tom Hanks classic Toilet Story.
Yes, there you
Go
go.
down the toilet line. John Candy or Wippa as the head coach in Cool Dunning.
There it is. There it is.
Early in the morning and it's Monday. Time for fun with someone play. Mon Monday.
Yep.
Pun Monday.
Monday. You know exactly how it works, guys. Give you the story here. A woman couldn't work out what a noise was in her toilet, then decided to get the plumber around. After 10 years, she thought maybe I should have it looked into. It was a mobile phone that she dropped down the toilet a decade ago. We want your puns this morning from your movies. Brett, welcome to the show. What's your movie pun?
Come on, boys. We've got the Lord of the Brown Ring.
Oh, okay. It's basic, yet effective. Well done, Brett.
Good on you, Brett.
Great way to kick it off. Christina in Oxley Park, here's your drum roll.
Hi, I've got Duty and the Beast.
Oh, Duty and the Beast.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Not bad, Christina. Thank
I haven't
you.
heard the word duty for ages.
I don't think I've ever heard it.
Adam in Peakhurst, what's your movie pun?
Morning, gents and ladies. It's the Sean Connery classic, The Hunt for Red Bogtober.
Oh, The Hunt for the Red Bogtober.
That was I'm sorry, I didn't enjoy that movie. No, not that movie.
No, that
The
would have been a
actual
very
movie with
different
Sean
movie.
Connery. Mitchell in Campbelltown, what's your movie pun?
Tom Hanks in Forrest Gump.
Oh, sure, but
Really good. Really good, Mitch. Straight to it. Dry delivery. You're winning in my book, Mitch. Good on you.
Jed in Borkham Hills, movie pun.
Hey, guys. When a stranger calls the toilet.
What's the original?
When a stranger calls.
Stranger calls.
Okay. We've just added one word, have you, Jed?
Man.
Oh, to the toilet.
The
Jed,
toilet.
Yep. Okay, yep. No, you're right there. You've got me,
Jed
Jed.
snuck in. Tess in Leppington, what's your movie pun?
Good morning. How about the sound of Puzik?
Oh, the sound of Puzik. Von trapped in the toilet, you might say.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Tess.
There's a sad sort of clanging from the bottom of the toilet.
From the bottom of my bowl.
Oh, Troy
wow.
in Nullarbor, what's your movie pun, buddy?
Yeah, look, it has to be Bridget Jones's Diarrhea.
Oh, not bad. Not bad.
Do you know what, Troy? I reckon you're the winner.
Troy. He's brought it home with diarrhea. Who would have thought, Troy? You are today's winner. Bottle of double chin gin, buddy.
Well done. Friday night was my first parent social night at the high school.
Oh, yeah.
And look,
Joey's.
I'm coming off the back of primary school where my wife, well, I didn't really go to the social committee nights.
Why
But
not?
my wife was part of the social committee at primary school. So, and that they were loose.
Why didn't you get involved?
Well, I just didn't want to go. I'm sorry. I'm just not one of those people. You know what we're like on a Friday night.
Burnt.
I have 2 beers and I'm in bed by 7:30.
Yeah.
Right? But they used to go to local pubs, and I'm talking loose. I'm talking other parents hooking up with other parents.
Wow.
Like it was crazy.
Okay.
So I said, all right, well, you got to go to this one. I'd like to meet more people. You know, the Year 7 parents, I'd like to meet some of them and feel if they're just as nervous as I am. I didn't know what to wear. So, I don't know, the choice of footy shorts and a Dead Kennedy's top probably didn't go down well. No, actually, I wore jeans and a shirt, and I thought I looked all right.
Was it at St. Joseph's? Was it at the school?
It was at the school, yeah. We're at the school. And it was, I felt good when I walked in because, you know, there was some parents there that, you know, dressed up in suits and stuff like that. But there was a dad in a pair of Vans. And I just went, awesome, I'm going to hang out with that dude later on. Other dads in shorts, Sarah. So I didn't wear shorts.
Easy. Well, it's hot.
Yeah.
You know.
So I rocked up. Things didn't start too well because I got you get a name tag so people know your name. And I was Rye Fitzgerald.
They spelt it wrong.
So I've already got the nickname from a few dads as Rye. Here he is. Yay.
Oh,
Lol.
great start.
I got on with the country dads pretty well as well. They were pretty loose. I met Dave from Cootamundra. He's a dairy farmer. And he doesn't mind a beer and annihilating a few of the mini burgers that were coming out. So I had a good chat to him because he was going, you reckon you get up early? Yeah. He's a dairy farmer. I get up early all the time and you probably knock off at lunchtime. I'm going all the way until the sun comes down. Dave, he was a good bloke.
And you reckon you can eat a burger? Have a look at me. I'm about to smash through 20 of these.
Do you know what? From where I grew up, though, I love looking around the room and just seeing the people that you know are characters, right? And who love a social night. And I met one mum, right, and she was knocking off more Riesling than Patsy from Absolutely Fabulous.
Good effort.
And you know what? She looked like her as well, Sarah. And there was this moment where I spoke to her for about 10 minutes, and progressively she's going down.
Oh, no.
Right, and then all of a sudden I thought it's time to leave when she brings out the vape. So, Riesling in one hand, vape in the other, and I went, this is awesome. Right, these are my people.
I'll hang out with Patsy.
Now, the other thing as well, that these nights can get loose, and I didn't know this, but the school got up and said, look, just for the parents out there and your children are boarding here, can we please make it clear that you can't go at the end of the night and knock on your child's window and get them out of bed? Because apparently in the past, parents have done that.
Yeah, you would.
Hey! We're down here! Come down and say hello! After a few drinks.
Makes sense.
But there was this moment because they had to wind it up. And they said, look, 9 o'clock, we're going to wind it up. And, you know, it started to rock at 9 o'clock. Everyone's starting to get into it. And then all of a sudden, the lights come on. It was like you're in a nightclub. You know when the lights come on and it's last drinks?
Honesty lights.
And you're looking around the room going, oh,
lucky I wasn't hooking up with the Riesling lady.
I was in the corner vaping with Patsy from Absolutely Fabulous. But no, I do have to say this. I was responsible. I drove, and I had to drag my wife out, Sarah.
That's not what we heard.
Hang on,
Tommy got reports.
You were out for dinner on
Yes.
Saturday night.
This is ridiculous.
What happened? I was out for dinner in the city, and all night this woman kept looking over at me, and we were just about to leave the restaurant. She came over and she said, well, I saw Fitzy at the parents' dinner last night, and he was flying.
No, I drove. I had to drag my wife out.
Maybe it was just the Riesling on Patsy's breath that got you, mate. Passively drunk.
Lights, camera, clarity.
Ooh, Sarah. Kate McKinnon stars as Carol Baskin in the brand new Stan exclusive series Joe vs. Carol, premiering Friday only on Stan.
All right, the top 3 trending stories right now. Guys, some super cute audio of Billie Eilish has revealed she has such a huge crush on Daniel Craig, and it's not because of his ripped body, it's because of those dreamy blue eyes.
You would not believe them. They look crazy.
They're crazy.
When I met him, I was like, whoa. They're like, it feels like they're here on him. Like, this is his face and these are his eyes.
Exactly. Like if you weren't psyched about it, you'd say your eyes are in my personal space.
Yeah, you would.
Very cute.
So they're really close, those two, aren't they? They become really close after the Bond movie.
I think so, yeah. And interesting because obviously she didn't act in the film, so they didn't have time together on set, so to speak. So it's nice that they've formed this bond.
Is she in a relationship, Sarah? Don't know. She was in the documentary. She was with a rapper, wasn't she, Tommy? And he was just going along for the ride.
Yeah, right. Well, Daniel Craig is certainly in a relationship, so I don't see anything happening.
Maybe she could discover his personality behind those blue eyes, which is a cracker.
Whoa.
He has according to his co-stars, he has an excellent personality. He just doesn't love the media, so don't take it personally.
He just doesn't like you,
mate.
What do you mean?
Yeah, that's true.
What do you mean?
Coming in at number 2, guys, Meghan and Harry have accepted an award in recognition of special achievement and distinguished public service. The two of them looked very sweet, and Harry had some lovely things to say about his wife.
I think it's safe to say that I come from a very different background than my incredible wife. Yet our lives were brought together for a reason. We share a commitment to a life of service, a responsibility to confront injustice, and a belief that the most often overlooked are the most important to listen to.
They obviously also paid tribute to those over in the Ukraine who are fighting and said that they stand behind them as well, which leads us to our biggest story of the day. Ryan Reynolds has revealed that he and wife Blake Lively will match $1 million in donations for Ukrainian refugees.
What a couple. We spoke to Chris Reason, Channel 7 news reporter, earlier in the show. He has informed us that Vladimir Putin has railed against NATO and the sanctions that have been put against him, and he's put his nuclear deterrent forces on high alert. Apparently, Ukrainian delegation is going to meet with Russian officials to talk about this a little bit more. He is not happy. But you know what? I think the families that have been mixed up in this in Ukraine, the innocent families, are the ones that we need to focus on here. Tommy has tracked down a man by the name of Dennis. He lives in Kiev in Ukraine, and he has been housing families there. Dennis, are you there? Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, hello.
Hello. Now, how many people have you got staying at your house at the moment?
The quantity of people continuously is changing because someone from them receiving a possibility to move on the west of the country. We are too close on east to Russia,
Yes.
And they have possibility to shoot us from 40 kilometers.
Dennis, are you scared? I mean, there are children there with you. There's 15 adults in the basement. You're not scared?
No. We did some conditions to normal life. We cooking food.
Sure.
We
trying
just,
to live normally.
Only one thing is disturbing us all. This is one question: if crazy Putin will use nuclear weapons or no? Finally, because he is like a rat.
Yep.
He's like a rat in a hole.
Yeah.
And when a human is finally getting the rat is starting to make cuts and to beat the human.
Dennis, have you seen Russian soldiers yourself? Have you been up there?
No, Russian soldiers get into Kharkiv only in little groups.
Yes.
They are stopping on 14 kilometers from Kharkiv. Our troops finding a way to stop them effectively with small quantity of people. Russia is much more bigger country, and they have a lot of money from oil on army.
They do. And Dennis, your president, Volodymyr Zelensky, what does he mean to the people of the Ukraine? Yes.
Is he a hero?
No, my friend, you need to know we are people. Zelensky is just an actor. He's just an actor. Trust me, this is just people do this everything. Zelensky is just repeating after what people do. This is just our army do this. This is just patriots. I know many cases when people get their life to stop Russian.
Yes.
This is truly heroes.
Yes.
You will find truly heroes, many truly heroes.
In the Ukrainian people.
Yes.
Dennis, can you hear bombing? Can you hear the conflict that's happening outside? Can you hear it?
We hear continuously incoming rockets from 3 sides. From North Russians, from East Russians.
Are you worried for your life, Dennis? You worried for your life?
Sure. I'm worried not for my life. I'm worried. Here is my boy. Here are also children of my friends.
Yeah.
I collect people only with children, families with children, because this is a basement, this is underground. Guys, I need to say, I know a lot of people hear me right now. I will say what we need. Guys, don't send money. I ask you, don't send money. Here is everywhere corruption. Please, our army needs helmets. Our army needs, equipment.
Well, Dennis, stay safe, buddy. We're thinking of you and we're sending all our love, okay?
Thank you very much.
We've had some interesting chats this morning. Chris Reason was over there in Kiev, over in the Ukraine. We spoke to Dennis, who is a Ukrainian who is bunkering down families in his house. And that was a really interesting chat to talk to him. And
fascinating. Do you know, just quickly, Fitz, we're trying to track down Willie, who is, we've had on the show before. He's an Australian ex-veteran from the army, and he has brain cancer. We've had him on the show before, Fitz, because he was raising money flipping tyres for brain cancer. He's gone over there. He left Australia, and he's in Kiev. He's been there for 2 weeks now, reporting from there. Just to give
who?
For anybody who wants to follow.
Wow.
So he's over there with a mate, and we're trying to get on to him. Hopefully he'll be on the show tomorrow, just to give an on-ground report on behalf of Australia.
It's been fascinating to watch because, everybody, the world has got around Ukraine's President Zelensky, and we all know about his career as a comedian. But there's other things that I didn't know about him, because when you compare him to Vladimir Putin, who is one of the most powerful men in the world, I didn't know this, but Vladimir Putin, do you know he's only on $149,000 a year?
Yeah, what's he worth?
He saved $200 billion.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Which is an amazing effort.
Do you know what I keep thinking about, though, Fitz? They talk about the devastation to the Russian economy over there, and how there's, I think, like 120 billionaires in Russia, and they have not just one bill, there's many, many billions behind their names. And and how they're losing money rapidly. But all those billionaires, of course, are friends with Vlad.
Were they all friends
Yeah.
or they related?
So could you imagine how that's going?
For example, his son-in-law, Kirill, he became a billionaire at 34 years of age after he borrowed money to start a private banking company that's worth billions now.
Yep.
So I think you get the call up from Vlad. Do you want to be a billionaire?
Do you want to be in the billionaire club?
Another one of Putin's friends, they're all his judo mates as well, so they get in there and they wrestle and do all that kind of stuff. But he received more than $7 billion in various state contracts in the lead up to the 2014 Sochi Olympics.
It's amazing how it happens.
He gives all the contracts to his mates and they become billionaires.
So they're now losing a lot of money, so it'll be interesting to see how his mates react.
Whereas President Zelensky got the job as a comedian and, did a skit on when he was a president himself. And in the skit, he got 60% popularity and became the president. He actually did it himself and got 70% popularity and became the president. But the other things that have been popping up as well, did you know that Zelensky won Dancing with the Ukraine Dancing with the Stars in 2006?
It's amazing how there's such a serious side to this, but there's also fascinating parts like this that we all learn and come to understand.
There was a satirical TV show that he was on, Servant of the People, where he actually played the piano with his penis for 5 minutes on air.
No, he didn't.
He did.
He played the piano with his
Hang on,
penis.
with the camera on it?
This is in the story, Sarah.
That's weird.
It's unbelievable.
No offence, would you respect Scott Morrison more if...
Well,
hang on.
You could do that to the ukulele.
Yeah, but I mean, if you go for peace talks on the border...
Did you say peace?
I said peace talks, and the next thing you know, you hear a bit of chopsticks on the piano. You know he's up to his old tricks.
Very
now,
uncomfortable.
Sarah, Anna Lynn McCord.
Anna Lynn McCord. So she was in the remake of 90210.
Yes.
The hit that it was.
So she's an actress.
She's an actress,
She's written a poem for Vladimir Putin.
Is this why you now decide no one will get the best of you? Is this why you do not hide nor away shy from taking back the world? Was it because so early in life, all that strife racked your little body with fear? If I was your mother, if the world was cold, I'd have died to make you warm. I'd have died to protect you from the unjust, the violence, the terror, the uncertainty. I would have died to give you life. Oh, dear Mr. President Putin, if only I'd been your mother.
It's pretty
And a bomb did it, the reboot did it.
Well, I mean, it went for quite a few seasons. She's very well known in the States, but that's a bit...
Gosh, yeah, that's full on.
Just
Putting it into
quickly,
words.
that's Vladimir Putin's house there,
My
Sarah.
godfather.
It's a lot of bedrooms to clean, isn't
I
it?
think it's about 100 square metres short of Chris Hemsworth's, but it's right up there.
Yeah, and he hasn't
Lauren?
smiled once in the past 50 years. Scary, isn't it? We will keep you up to speed. I mean, it's fun to look at the ridiculous side of what's going on in the parts we don't understand, but MDG will keep us across any breaking news and development, as we will tomorrow morning.
The great news that potentially those Ukrainians who were on the military base that got bombed by the Russian Navy just after telling them to go F themselves and went global for just that being what a last line to go out on before their island got flattened may still be alive.
Yeah, I saw that. So the talk is that Russia may have put out the news that they are all killed.
Yeah.
And then they're actually alive.
Well, I mean, you look at the footage and you go, surely they can't survive that. But there were, and the reports are, bomb bunkers on the island, and that it is possible that they have survived.
Wow.
Which would be unreal.
What about the tank that drove over the car over the weekend
with
and
the man in it.
and the old bloke survived?
This is the reason Elon Musk has sort of turned around in my books, because stepping in the way he did over the weekend and reconnecting all their internet and doing all that sort of stuff, saying he'd stop the space station from falling out of the sky when they threatened to tank it. Amazing.
There's a great video which is doing the rounds as well this morning of this bloke, and it follows with the tweet: who would want to try to invade a nation where, and it's just a bloke, he's got a dart hanging out of his mouth, and he just walks across the road, gets a anti-tank mine from the bridge, landmine, and just picks it up and just walks it as if he's carrying a basket of eggs over to the other side of the road and just throws it away. These are just the Ukrainians just doing their thing. They're unbelievable.
And also, I mean, even coming to their defence, Pornhub has blocked Russian users. If you're in Russia and you've
Gotta
a
hit
big
'em where it
fan
hurts.
of that one, Pornhub has knocked them on the head there.
2 people enter. Only one leaves.
Lock the door!
There's 60 seconds on the clock.
Time to dance.
It's time to play Last Man Standing. The Iconic, your one-stop shop for fashion, sport, beauty, kids and toys with fast delivery and free returns. Shop theiconic.com.au.
Hannah in Paddington. What would you buy from The Iconic, Hannah?
Hey guys, I'm absolutely desperate for some new activewear. I'm just coming back from the gym now.
Yeah, tell me about it, Han. Good on you. Good luck today.
It's not cheap these days either. You're up against Megan in Campbelltown. You've been doing some home renos in the rain, Megan.
I have. I've been painting my front door.
Good girl.
God, okay.
Because it's hard to get trades these days. You got to do it yourself, Megan, don't you?
Yep, I went hard.
Well done. Okay, Hannah, you're going first. You get one wrong. If you get one wrong, power goes over to Megan. Whoever has the power at the end of 60 seconds, $500 to spend at the Iconic. Hannah, your 60 seconds starts now. Who did Matthew Perry play in Friends?
Chandler.
Chandler, yes, I'll give you that. How many stars does the Australian flag have?
Too long, Han.
Oh, God.
It's 6 over to Megan. Megan, Google Chrome, Safari and Explorer are different types of what?
Browsers?
Yes, that is correct. How many hours are there in 2 days, Megan?
48.
Yes. What is the national dish of Spain?
Paella?
Paella is correct. What number is associated with James Bond?
007.
That is correct. Which kind of food is a papaya?
Papaya is a fruit.
That is a fruit. Aquaman is from which city under the sea?
Aquarius?
No, it's Atlantis. Back to Hannah. Hannah, what is the main spirit in an espresso martini?
Vodka.
Yes, in the Chinese zodiac, 2022 is the year of the what?
Hannah's got it. Saved by the bell.
Got it.
Hannah, well done.
I'm sorry. I mean, yay.
Oh, and
Congratulations.
Good girl,
God,
Megan.
Megan was on fire. She streamed through the midsection. Hand over to Hannah.
Megan, you're on fire. My game.
Hannah brings it home. Congratulations, Han.
Thanks, guys.
Megan, you're going to the running for first class and 50k as well, so you might get an amazing prize. The Iconics, your one-stop shop for fashion, sport, beauty, kids. Shop theiconic.com.au.
The Fitzy and Wippa Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.